To what? Well, we made it.
We made it to the second hour of allthingsemployment.com, and you are?
Aaron Boyce with All Things Employment on OneTalkNetwork.com.
Did I say allthingsemployment.com?
You did.
I created a whole new niche for us.
You did. But you know something? I like All Things Employment on OneTalkNetwork.com.
I like it too.
And Robin is on All Things Employment on OneTalkNetwork.com.
I am on All Things Employment on OneTalkNetwork.com. And guess who else is on All Things Employment?
Who else?
It's me, the best Chanel Sadler.
She's the best Chanel Sadler there is.
She is. And too bad, it's Sadler because it's a Shadler. And I don't know who Chanel Shadler is.
Say millennium.
I can. Millennium.
Ha.
Shalom.
Really?
Thank you.
Okay.
But ladies and gentlemen, we do have a guest. And our guest is
Melissa Washington.
Fantastic. And she's here talking to us about her book. And also, we're very pleased this segment to have her do a LinkedIn tutorial.
But first, we bring to you the wrap-up. That's so, Chanel.
Can you do it like without that extra voice?
Let's not even try because he'll make a new voice.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the wrap up. Well, in our first quarter, we had a quote from Maya Angelou, and it says, "When someone tells you who they are, believe them the first time." And Ashanti Tunson told us a little bit about the importance of work, life, and balance, with the title New Millennium Love as her new book, and that's just part 1, so stay tuned for part 2.
And where can you get that book? I'm just wondering.
You can get that book
from
on
your house,
Amazon.com. If you go to www.amazon.com/author/A Tunson, it'll take you right to her book, Aaron. And I think she mentioned it was on sale.
Yes, she did.
Awesome.
She did.
What's next?
And then in the second quarter, our friend Melissa Washington came with her book, and it was Get Back to Work, and she was basically telling everyone how to get back to work. And in that was a great quote that I enjoyed was, choose a job that you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life, by Confucius.
Confucius. That's what I meant. Confucius said that.
Right, Aaron didn't say that first. Confucius said that first.
He did.
Wait, but I thought she changed her name to Forrest.
Yeah, no, we're not going back there. What's Melissa's book about? Can you tell us a few things that we talked about?
Her book was about networking, branding, having business cards, and being prepared for your answer, being open to possibilities. And you can find her contact information at getbacktowork.biz. And she also told us briefly about having a good online presence. Now, don't you think that's a little bit important these days?
That's very important, and it's a good segue to our tutorial. Or Aaron, would you like to do the spotlight on first? Which would you prefer?
Well, in fact, Aaron had to leave, so therefore, I think he said we should do the tutorial, but since he can't be here, he thinks that Melissa Washington should do the tutorial.
Run, Forrest, run!
So happy that Aaron left you in his place. So we're going to do a little shuffling around here in the studio while we get whoever that is off the microphone quickly. Please don't say another word.
I'm just saying I do shuffling really well.
We'll shuffle off to Buffalo, homie.
So
because Mama don't play that. We'll get Melissa in.
So the tutorial is going to be by Melissa Washington, and she's going to do the tutorial on LinkedIn. And here we go.
So I would love to be able to provide you with some traveling music, but I will just leave you with, we are on All Things Employment at OneTalkNetwork.com, and Aaron is moving.
I can provide the traveling music.
Let's not.
No,
we're going to let Melissa get into position so she can do her tutorial. And Aaron is going to move, and Robin is going to move, and Melissa is going to tutor us, and we are going to have a beautiful, wonderful experience. So I give you Melissa Washington and LinkedIn.
All right, thank you. Great. For those of you that don't have a LinkedIn account, you can easily set up a profile at linkedin.com. And just a little bit about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the #1 online professional network out there with over 313 million users, with 2 people joining LinkedIn every second. And I come from a recruiting background, and I speak to recruiter colleagues in human resources, and everyone I speak to says that they do utilize LinkedIn to find candidates. So what does that mean for you? So the first thing I want to talk about is using LinkedIn. So there's 3 things that I'm going to cover in this tutorial. And the first thing is showcasing you. And when I talk about showcasing you, it's talking about building a profile, building your online professional presence and what that looks like. And the second thing I'm going to cover is utilizing LinkedIn to do research. And believe it or not, the highest reason people come to LinkedIn is to do research. So it's researching companies, it's researching people, and I'm going to explain how that applies to finding work and how to use LinkedIn for that. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is engagement and having engagement on there. So the reason I like to talk about your profile is the first thing, because if you start to have engagement but you don't have a good profile, then people may not want to connect with you or follow up with you. So the first thing with your profile, and again, what I'm giving you guys in this next 10-15 minutes is a very condensed, quick version. So I'm not able to cover every single thing that I would cover in a workshop or a seminar. So with the profile, just a few key things I wanted to point out on your profile. For one is to have a professional photo. You're 7 to 11 times more likely to be viewed if you have a photo. So again, your photo should be of you. Your photo should not be of your dog or the solar system or, in a group. The photo should be of you. So the second thing is to have a good headline. So your headline is what shows below your name. So having your headline, it's not your job title, it's your tagline. So think about when you use when you create something, is having something that's catchy. But before you even really start your profile, one of the key things that I want to share with everyone to do is when you're on Edit Profile is to go to the right-hand side, and it's going to say Notify Your Network. So with that, notify your network means that anytime you make changes, you want to notify your network. So I would recommend putting that no. So again, under Edit Profile, right-hand side, look for Notify Your Network. So if it says yes, I would recommend changing it to no. Because what happens is, every time you're going to start making changes to your profile, all the people that you're connected to are going to get notified that you just changed your experience or you just changed your summary. And it could be if you just made a small little tweak, they're going to be notified. So I recommend to switch that to no. So you've done that, you go and add your photo, you add a headline, tagline. And another thing too is you want to really have a keyword-rich profile, meaning that you want to have specific keywords that are related to you. So you want to make a list of what your keywords are, and also too to remember that keywords, your name is also a keyword. So keywords would be specific, maybe it's a specific job title or specific software program. And with that, those are the keywords that are going to be used to find you. And those are also the same kind of keywords that are used when someone is looking for you. So when I say keywords, those aren't like creative or driven. Keywords are specific. So if you're an accountant, it could be accountant, it could be accounting, it could be SAP. It could be anything that's specific to an accountant. So you want to have those keywords throughout your profile, starting with your headline. So then going through your profile, you want to make sure you have your contact information, and then creating a summary. So your summary is it's not your objective statement from your resume. Your summary is there to tell your story. Your summary is there for the person to buy your product or service. So again, when you're looking for work, you're in sales and marketing. So what can you provide, or what benefit would you have, for when a recruiter is looking at you, and saying that in your summary. Your summary doesn't have to be 5 paragraphs. I would just say at least a couple paragraphs, and tell your story. Really want to make that connection with that person that is coming to your profile, and also having keywords. And also too, everything that I'm sharing here is utilizing the free version. So on LinkedIn, There's the free version. Of course, there's a premium. I probably won't have time to discuss all that. But what I'm sharing here with you is utilizing the free version. So with the free version, you can also upload what are called media-rich links, meaning that you can attach Word documents, Excel, PDFs, PowerPoints directly to your profile. So you can put them in your summary, you can put them in your experience. But another cool thing is you can also upload links. So whether you have a YouTube channel or maybe there was a MP3 file, you can actually upload these so they're on your profile. And what it does, it makes your profile a lot more visually appealing. So there you've got your summary. And then the next thing is you want to add your experience. So having your experience, how far you want to go back, that's your choice. I mean, if you have something that's 15, 20 years ago that doesn't apply to today, maybe you don't really need to put that on there. So having your experience, again, showcasing your accomplishments. Your profile, your experience isn't your bullet pointed resume. It's really showcasing you a little bit in a different way and showcasing those accomplishments. Also, another thing on LinkedIn, you can also add your education. So the schools that you graduated from, adding those. You can also add what are called volunteered experience and causes, which is a separate section, which you'll see on the right-hand side, which you can actually import in to your LinkedIn profile, which I love this section. There are a lot of different sections. You'll see there's patents, certifications, publications. These are really some other great ways for you to enhance your profile. And so with that, just bring those in. If you've got patents, if you've got publications, bring all this information in. What you've created on LinkedIn is once you create a LinkedIn profile, you have truly created an online professional public presence. So what that means to you is that once you're on LinkedIn, if somebody's going to search you on Google, Yahoo, or Bing, one of the search engines, maybe they're not logged on to LinkedIn or don't have a LinkedIn account, they can still find you. So that's a key thing to remember, is you've created this online public presence, and what do you want it to look like? So you've got this online brand, and what do you want to showcase out there? Another thing too is creating your customized URL, and you'll find this customized URL right below your photo. So if you've never customized this, right now it's probably linkedin.com/in/, it's a bunch of letters and numbers. It might be your name with a bunch of numbers. So you can actually customize that. So you can create your customized URL. So it's got your linkedin.com/in, first name, last name, or last name, first name. So now you've got this URL. So what do you do with this URL? What I recommend doing with this is put it on the top of your resume. So on your resume, you've got your name, you've got your professional email address, you've got your phone number, and you've got a link to your LinkedIn profile. Also, too, if you have a blog, if you have any other sites, is putting this URL on there. Put it on your email signature. So again, a great way for people to find you quickly, and also, too, to show that you're up on technology. So that's very quickly and very much in a short nutshell how to create a robust profile on there. So that's the first thing. So I talk about showcasing you. Again, you've got this online presence. What does it look like? Having your keywords, your photo, your summary, your experience. So that's your profile. So the next thing I want to talk about is doing research. So how do you utilize LinkedIn for research? Many different ways, and this is a real key piece that a lot of people don't realize that they can utilize LinkedIn for. So with the research, you're going to be leveraging the people that you are connected to. So LinkedIn, it's a way to link to others. So having people would be your first degree connection, so you're connected to them. And then someone that they're connected to would be your second degree connection. And then someone that person's connected to is your third degree. And those people all form what are called your network. So that means you can leverage your relationship with the first degree person to get to the second degree person. So we create this network. And I'm very much a believer of a quality network. Other people say it's all about quantity. I can do quantity on Twitter. I'm just about the quality on LinkedIn, for a lot of it for that purpose of having those good first degree connections that can connect me to or introduce me to second degree connections. So this part all goes into the whole research part. LinkedIn does have a jobs tab. There are recruiters more and more that are posting jobs. Also, too, another thing is I want to point out is that there are volunteer opportunities on LinkedIn as well. So if you are looking for volunteer work, you can find it on there, as well as posting volunteer opportunities. So with that, looking on LinkedIn is you can look for jobs. So again, utilizing your keywords, looking for jobs. So again, let's go back to the accountant. So if I'm an accountant and say I live in Los Angeles. So then I want to type in accountant. And then I want to do zip code. So with LinkedIn, everything is zip code driven. So that's the key thing to remember when you're doing your searches is by zip code. The one that's like 35 to 50 is the next one. I always recommend people go to 50 miles. Even though you may not want to go 50 miles, but the next one is 35. So say there was a job that was 38, 39, you may not be able to see that job. So I like to expand it wide, and then I can even narrow it down even further. So, I go and I type in the keyword accountant. It pulls, say it pulls up 120 jobs within the 50-mile radius of my zip code. And with that, I can search through there to see if there's jobs, that would be a good fit. So when I use the word accountant, what that means is that's going to pull up everything that has the word accountant, whether it's in the job description or in the job title. I usually recommend not using, more than 2 words when you're doing a search. So just use the word accountant. Also, another thing is to save your search. I'm very much a job alert person. So the key thing is to remember is to set up an alert. So what you can do is you can set up an alert for the word accountant. So anytime the word accountant comes up a job, you receive a message from LinkedIn that there's a new job with the word accountant. So on that, so you save the search for accountant. Now you see these jobs. So you click on the first job. And what I feel is golden about LinkedIn is most of the time it's going to show you who posted the job. Now the person who posted it may choose not to, but if they do, how great is that? Because nowadays when you find jobs today, you don't find who the poster is. So the key thing to remember is to if you know the poster, know someone that knows the poster. So say there's not a person, the recruiter, who posted the job. The next thing that you want to do is look to see who you know that works at the company. So this is a key thing. This is probably if you take anything away from this listening to me today, is this one thing. Whether you're looking at a job on LinkedIn or you're looking at a job in another company, is never, from today forward after you hear this, is never apply for a job blindly. So what I mean is applying for a job blindly is that never submit a resume directly to a company without finding out who you know that works there. So with that, so say for example you find a job, you see it at ABC company, and you see that you know Joe who works at the company. Now maybe Joe's not in HR, Joe's not even in the department, but Joe's going to know somebody that he can connect you to. So you want to leverage those relationships you have and reach out to Joe. Now before, what you would do is, you get all excited, customize your resume, and you'd submit it, and then it'd go into the black hole. The black hole does exist, okay? Not saying it exists everywhere, but it does. So just think, if you reach out to Joe, Joe can introduce you to the person in human resources, the recruiter. Joe can get you in front of the right person. So again, don't apply for the job blindly. Find out who you know that works there. Also, too, another thing is with companies, a lot of times they may have a recommended or referred by. So again, you can maybe utilize Joe's name for that. So that's a key thing. So that's doing your research, searching companies. Everybody should have a target list of companies. Follow all those companies, set up informational interviews, find out who you know that works there. These are great ways, and actually these are great, but these are the ways we should be looking for work today, not depending upon jobs that are posted, because we know that 80% of the jobs aren't posted up there. So the ways to work around that is tapping into that hidden job market, having target list of companies, utilizing LinkedIn to research who you know, get informational interviews, and get in your foot, your body in the door in those informational interviews. So that's the way we have to look for work today. I know my time is running out, and I could keep going and going and going, but that's probably the best piece of advice that I can give today, is how we utilize LinkedIn for that.
And Melissa, we will definitely have you back so that we can continue to follow up. We've got showcase you that was rich with information and research, and I know we're running short on time, but if you can just give us a brief snippet on engagement so that we don't leave our listeners hanging.
Absolutely. So the engagement piece is joining groups and engaging people in groups, providing, sharing content. Also, sharing updates to the people that you're connected to. That way you can keep top of mind in front of your network so they constantly see you. And I'm a firm believer that 80-20 rule, 80% about others and 20% about myself. So getting that, what does engagement look like? What are people going to know you as? And that's also building your brand. So the engagement piece is really, connecting with the people that you're connected to, who potentially can also connect you to their people they're connected to.
Wonderful. That's great. I appreciate so much that information. I'm almost have carpal tunnel over here from trying to write and keep up. So I know we definitely are going to have you back. I have a quick question because you were giving me so much information, so I want to make sure that everybody can catch this beautiful tidbit. In order to create our customized URL, we can find that under the photo, you said?
Under the photo, under edit. As long as you're under edit profile, you'll see that URL there.
Perfect. And Aaron, did you have a question about your multiple personalities on LinkedIn?
Well, in fact, I did want to thank Cletus again for stepping in. And, I did have to step out, but I heard he gave you a good introduction with Robin, so that's good.
Good is subjective.
Okay, son, Cletus is special, so you have to be nice to him, okay?
We all know that.
But I did want to know more about the merging because you pointed out to me, Aaron, you have more than one account. And I did, right? But now what happened is that I have like 400 people on one account and like 600 on another account. I don't want to lose any of them, even though some of them are doubled up, but others are not. So how can I merge without losing my peeps?
So the best thing to do is you have to contact the LinkedIn Help Center, and you'll have to send a request and for which account you want to keep and which account you want to merge into. So that's the best way to do it, and they're very responsive and to get back to you to merge both of your accounts. So just let them know you don't want to delete, you want to merge these two accounts.
Mm-hmm. So you'll have to decide exactly which one of your multiple personalities you'd like to keep as your online presence and then send a request. That's very good information. And we are All Things Employment, and we are on OneTalkNetwork.com. We've been talking with Melissa Washington, author of Get Back to Work, and we're very excited to have her with us as our guest tutorial giver. And we have a few things coming up that are left in this next few minutes of this quadrant. We've got a spotlight on, and we also have who's hiring. So should we get to it, Aaron?
We should indeed, and I think that, again, I actually want to thank Melissa Washington. I'm going to ask her right here, can she please come back, because I just love your energy, I love your information, and I know that you are on so many things because you are indeed a practicer of what you preach.
Absolutely. So absolutely, I would love to come back.
Fantastic. And so we have more jobs, do we not?
Yes, we do. All right, so QuadMed is hiring medical assistants / receptionists, and this is in Santa Rosa, California, and there are clinical duties, and those are measure and record vital signs, ensure accurate and timely and perform EKGs, and then the admin duties are purchase and maintain supplies, arrange hospital admissions and outside referrals, front desk reception, customer service, and 2 years experience is required.
And Chanel, does that one have a final filing date?
No, that one did not.
Okay, but we can find that one on careerrookie.com.
Correct.
Okay.
And they should just jump on it while they can.
Right.
Apply now. Don't wait.
Yeah, because it's not going to hop in your lap. And then Town Park is hiring for valet parking attendants, and this is in San Rafael, California. And some of the duties are drive slowly and cautiously, assist guests with bell service, directions, reservations, have good customer service skills, and you have to be able to perform basic math to handle money, parallel park, manual transmission driving skills. And the last job is in San Francisco. Adidas is hiring for a store manager, and this allocates resources and organizes processes to drive profitability, leads service and example, and ensure highly visible and effective customer service management at all times. Must maintain ability to be reliable, punctual, and you have to have a 4-year degree in business, retail management, or any related field for at least and you must have at least 18 months experience.
And that is store manager for Adidas, and those jobs you can find on careerrookie.com. And now we have our...
Well, I just wanted to know, did I miss it, or do we have any segmental jobs? Did we do any segmental jobs?
No, not today.
Okay, so no segmental jobs today.
We're hooking up our Bay Area and Los Angeles beats
We are.
today.
Fantastic.
All right. And what we have today for our spotlight is for our Sacramento folks.
Nice.
On October 16th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., we have Honor a Hero, Hire a Vet. That's going to be held at the McClellan Conference Center, which is located at 5411 Luce Avenue. And this is a collaboration between the Sacramento Employment Training Center and several other groups that are hoping that we can get some employment for our veterans. There will be a number of businesses out there to hire. So come ready to work, which means we have the expectation that you will come dressed for success and with all of your hiring documents in hand. And that's on October 16th at the McClellan Conference Center. And if you want more information, you can Google HAHHAV, and that's in Sacramento County.
And what time did you say that would be?
That will be 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on October 16th. And Aaron, what do we have coming up in the next half hour?
Well, I got to tell you something. We still got some time in this half hour. And I'm excited about that because guess who's still here?
Melissa Washington.
We can still do some brain picking.
Oh,
that sounds
way better than nose picking.
Way better. Way better.
Okay, well, let me ask my question first.
Please do.
All right, so how did you find out all the information about LinkedIn? Did someone coach you? Did you just figure it out on your own? How did you do that, and why did you want to share it, or what made you want to share your information with everyone?
So I started to use it as a recruiter and also in sales when I was in staffing. So that's the two things I started using LinkedIn. And of course, when I got laid off, I started using it as a job seeker.
Yeah.
So with that, it was just pretty much training myself how to use it. And then, when I also utilizing it in a nonprofit capacity when we're looking for board members. So it's just, a lot of it's using it. So it's like I'm just teaching something I read in a book or I saw a webinar. I'm in it every day. I mean, people say, how much time do you spend on LinkedIn? Let me tell you, I have 2 monitors on my desk and it's on all the time there. So most people don't need to be on it all the time unless you're doing research or other things, but it's just utilizing it. And then it's funny because I teach workshops and LinkedIn will change something. I don't realize it until it's on the screen. And I'm like, well, it was there yesterday. So a lot of it's just because I'm constantly on it.
So when you talk about the jobs that you can find on LinkedIn, is there a certain type of job that you find, at least high-end jobs, or what?
Originally, yes, but now there's retail jobs. There's all types of jobs on LinkedIn. So a lot of times when people think, it's professional, people have in their mind professional is manager level, but these are professional jobs. I mean, I still see a retail manager, a retail associate. I mean, you're still in a professional environment. So these are the types of opportunities that are on LinkedIn. Absolutely.
I don't know why. Okay.
Not for me.
No. Okay.
No, we're talking LinkedIn, not Facebook.
Yeah, no posting.
So, Melissa, we want to get back to your book because I know that when Aaron was going through and giving us a little synopsis, you had an excellent checklist, and I'm quoting you there, that's available. And you said that in your book that's located in which section?
It's in Appendix B. So Appendix A is I have a LinkedIn checklist. So a lot of what I just went through earlier in the quick tutorial is located in Appendix A, followed by Appendix B, which is the checklist. So what it is, it's business cards. It's setting up alerts with the business journal. I highly just different ways you can get information, getting out of the house. And I have what you should be doing weekly, and that's the thing too is make time for yourself. So I've got all these different things that people may not think about. Creating a schedule, that's so important for people looking for work. That's what I would do every Sunday. I have a perfect example in my book of what that schedule should look like.
Excellent. Well, we're talking with Melissa Washington on OneTalkNetwork.com, and we are all things employment. And Melissa's book is Get Back to Work. Melissa, can you tell us where that book is available?
Absolutely. You can find me on Amazon.com, Barnes & Nobles. I'm also downloadable in the ebook format in Kindle, iTunes. If anyone's here in the Sacramento area, I'm at the Avid Reader at Tower. You can find my book, and you can also purchase it directly from my website.
Fantastic. And you do have a couple other services that you have to offer. So we have lots of employers that listen to us. And if you'd like to be a professional development provider, how does somebody do that?
And you got to say it in 10 words or less because we are out of time. So please, by all means, quickly and go.
So as a professional development provider, as far as
like if an employer wanted to bring you in and talk with their employees about updating their LinkedIn profile.
Absolutely.
How do they do that?
So you can contact me. My business is smartnetstrategies.com, where I provide LinkedIn workshops. I go into organizations, and I also speak at conferences as well.
Fantastic. And you are located at getbacktowork.biz.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, Melissa, this has been amazing.
Thank you.
I'm very excited that you've agreed to come back, despite the insanity and the visit from Cletus twice. And we've got coming up in the next half hour is the answer to the burning question. Think about it.
We do have it. And of course, the burning question was, what are the
8 things to know before you go to the interview?
That is the burning question. But guess what? We also have another book, because this is our all-book... Okay, fine. This is our all-book experience. Okay, got it. All right, all right.
There definitely is a middle ground between
There's
these
a
two
middle ground,
things.
middle ground.
Absolutely.
And so the next book we're going to be talking about in the last half hour is Strength Finders...
Strengths Finder 2.0.
2.0, all right? And in fact, that book is the book that you started reading because of your involvement with the Nehemiah Emergency Leadership Program, correct?
That is correct.
So it's working already.
It's working already. It's taking.
All right. And then, of course, we're going to round it out with our top 5.
Yes, we are.
And you're not going to share with us what the top 5 is right now, are you?
Generally speaking, I like to keep that a secret until the last moment.
Okay, fine. Well, while you keep it secret, you are listening to All Things Employment on OneTalkNetwork.com. I am one of your hosts, Aaron Boyce.
And I am another host, S, with the most S, and I am Robin Rose-Haymer.
With?
Well, I'm Chanel with a C. Chanel Sattler.
Fantastic. And I want to thank Melissa Washington, and we'll be back in 5.